YouTube YouTube live there is. So tonight I'm gonna make so I'm pretty crap at soldering. This is like basically practicing soldering, and I'm just gonna show you myself making a LED rotating clock. It's the chip used is a DS 1302. It's here we go. This is what it looks like. So this is all going to be in real time. It's all going to be using fairly budget rotate device back. I don't know what that means. Okay, so it's going to be using fairly basic equipment. I've got a soldering station which I brought from AliExpress, which I'll show you. I've not used it. It's a T12 soldering iron. Apart from that, yeah, it's you know, I've got a couple of you know, this is the I'm a beginner. I've done soldering in the past, not much to be honest, and yeah. So I'm getting all the stuff together. It's gonna be start from finish. It's gonna be all like in real time, start to finish. No, like I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, this is for someone who is just starting off. I think this kit is a very good kit because it's okay. The schematic is very easy to read. If you go on Google, if you go on eBay, Temu, AliExpress, and just search for rotating LED clock, DS 1302, you'll come out with something which is similar to this. One second, I'll look on eBay quickly. So very quickly, just give me a second to look on eBay. If anyone is watching, please like. If you could subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And here we are. No, eBay. There, it's the nice thing about this clock is there's only a few components that have polarity, meaning, which you know, negative, positive. You don't need to worry about that. The only thing that has polarity are the LEDs, which are easy to identify. The chips, which are socketed, so it's all on the PCB. It's very easy, and like I said, for myself, I can't read schematics. I can just about solder, so it's good practice for someone. It's a cheap kit, and in the end, you have quite a nice clock as well. You know, it's got quite a few functions, and you know, it automatically dims. It shows your temperature, and the display is nice. So if you go on eBay, it comes as a PCB kit, and you just search LED rotating clock DS 1302, and it looks something, yeah, it looks exactly like this stuff. It looks like that. So let's see which I've got the kit right there. I've not opened it. I've got you know, I've got some of the components in a bag, the ICs and some of the stuff down here, which I'll do a close-up of and, you know, explain a couple of the things. Like I said, it's very easy to, you know, there's no worry about getting the polarities wrong, or, you know, anything like that. So that I'm quite sure I brought this kit. It wasn't from China. It's from the UK, and it was a similar price. It was like £8. You know, you can get them cheaper, but yeah, that's a chip, DS 1302, and as I said, it is easy to solder. It's very good practice if you want to get into you know, soldering. In my opinion, it's, you know, and yeah, if you search on Google for the same thing, if you do a search, there's a PDF which will come up, which I've already downloaded. Just the same thing. Just search the same thing, and there we go. You'll have all the items laid out. You know, this looks a bit different to my one because there's my PCB. It doesn't have the cutouts like that, but you know, all the things. You know, it's so simple. There's no thingy. What's it called? There's no Okay, starting from number one. No, out of everything, it's just the blue and the red LEDs that have polarity. The clock of the CR 1220 battery that has polarity because it's a battery. The buzzer as well. The rest of it, it's all on the silk screen. The transistor, the PNP transistor, yeah, that has polarity. Like I said, I'm a novice. I don't know much about this stuff, and I've had a glance at it for a couple of minutes, and I pretty much worked out. You know, the USB plug as well, which is a micro USB, that obviously has a direction and polarity, but it's all on the silk screen. That's USB. So there's two sides to this. It does come with a battery, which is nice. This is the face, which has two well, a lot more than two components. But it has three components. It has blue LEDs, red LEDs, and this clock face. That's it. On the reverse side, there's the capacitors, the resistors, the battery, which is, you know, for backup when it's not powered. There's a USB, you know, the USB cable plug thing, jack, USB socket, and there's ICs which are socketed as well. And you know, it's quite easy to work out the orientation. Like I don't even need to look at it. Like I said, I'm a novice, but I can see U2 right there, U2, and that's the IC that's the socket that goes in. You can see it's got that little U shape there and there. It's copied there, so it goes in the right way. That's the way it goes in. And the same thing with this socket, with the IC. Sorry, if you look closely, you can see on the right hand side there's a U shape. That's it. The rest of the stuff, it doesn't matter. You know, sorry, not all the rest of the stuff, but most of the components, it doesn't matter which way you wire them. You know, which orientation it goes in. They will work. So you know, apart from the LEDs, you have over here, if you look at it, the transistor and the photoresistor. So if you scroll down, it's all listed here. See, RM is the thermistor, and if you look on the PCB board right there, there is RM right there. No polarity. Doesn't matter which way round you put it. I need to sort that out. So this, like I said, this is real time, so we'll be going together. And if anyone is watching, please, if anyone wants to improve their soldering skills, please follow along. Like I said, I'm a novice. I've got a couple of different solders here that I want to try. Leaded, of course. This is, I always wanted to try out 6337. This is supposed to be good for beginners. It melts quite nicely. That, I'm not sure if it has flux, but we'll check that in a second. This is another one. I think this is solid core. I'll have to check these. These are both the same, 0.8 millimeter. This one is 6040, 0.8 millimeter again. And I'm sure this is solid core. I don't know. More solder here again, 6040 again. This is 100% solid core. Very nice solder, this one actually. Obviously you need to use flux with that one. And more solder here. This is very thin. I won't be using this. This is 0.3 millimeter. Probably better for SMD. There are just a few SMD components. The battery hold, that thing, which slots in nicely. This is a really nice kit. You know, this PCB. It's very, you know, you could just feel it. It's clean. It's very nice. It's, you know, it's just very nice fiber. It's got a nice feel to it, and it's all for beginners. I think this is an ideal kit for beginners. Then you've got the buzzer here as well, which is F over here, and it's shown on there. You know, you've got the plus and minus. There, it shows a plus lead on the sticker, so facing down like that. You know, there's not much to it. The switches, they don't have polarity. You've got another IC socket here. Same thing. You've got the same thing. You can see that shape there, the U. So the socket would go, if the socket below is, yeah. Actually, I can't tell. The chip above has the U shape. If it focuses there, right there, yeah. I'm also using a new well, not new. I had a, you know, one of those plug-in soldering irons. I've got a T12 now, which I've been wanting to try for a long time. So yeah, that would be cool. I'll give that a go. So yeah, so the chip above. I don't think this socket. Sorry, I'll be back in 1 second. I'm just gonna. All right, I just got the IC off the thing. It had that holder, so you can see the IC. If you want to be safe, wear a static band. I'm not wearing one. So, oh, there it is. I can see the little U shape there on the end. You can just about see it. So that would slot in that way around. There you go. And same with this. That would just go on like that. So, okay. I've got to do the components. Before I do that quickly, just let me sort this out. I've also got 99% isopropanol to get rid of any excess flux. I'll be using flux. Here's my little toolkit, and let's see what I've got inside here. Oh yeah, okay. So I've got this brass thing. That's full of solder. You know, when I used to solder, it's been, like I said, it's been a very long time. I had an old 9, I think it's a 969. And yeah, I all I would do was use this paste, dip that in there, dip it in there, and it would tin and, you know, clean the tip, add a little bit of solder on to tin it, sorry, and yeah, it was those things are pretty good. Make sure you get copper, because some of the Chinese sellers, they don't, they have colored what's it called, colored stuff, and it's not actual copper. It's some sort of thingy. This was the old sort. There's a couple of tips in here actually, which I don't think I've used. These are, I think these were the M900s. These sort of tips. But yeah, I've got a T12, which I've been wanting to try out. I've not actually even powered it up so far. This unit thing here. So, you know, it's got good reviews. It was £15. I mean, I'm a hobbyist, so, you know, I don't want to, I'm not too bothered. And I'll be using this. I don't know which tip I'll be using actually. I won't be using that one. That's like a one of those pointed tips with a slight thing. I could use one of these two. I'm not sure which one to go for. That's a slanted tip. Horseshoe is another name for it. I think I'm going to go for the horseshoe one. Yeah, I'm going to go for that one. So all the rest will... I don't need that stuff. Hey! I'm reading the comments now quickly. Hi. Hope Benjamin and L Makes. Hope you guys are having a good evening. I'm going to be making this little clock kit. I'm new at soldering. Well, no, I'm not new at soldering. It's been a long time since I've soldered. So I've got the isopropyl alcohol to clean up the stuff there. I've got liquid flux. I've got flux paste as well. I've got this little soldering iron. That little thing. It's supposed to be 60 watts. Yeah. As you can see, the tip's new. It's not been used or anything. So we'll be going through this together. Hope we have a good... if anyone's into soldering, thinking about getting into soldering, like I was saying, this I would... I don't know about the soldering station, but I would suggest this this kit. I don't know if that gives you any information, but it is called a rotating LED clock DS1302. Alright, okay. Let me just get some of this stuff sorted out. The tip that I'm using is a T12 BC3. So that basically means that face is 3 millimeters, which is kind of big, but there's not much SMD on here. Let me just have a quick check. It is a bit big. Shit. Slight change of plan. I'm going to use the other tip. I'm going to use the pointed tip. There's a pointed tip and there's a chisel, like a... I don't know which one to use. Alright, forget it. If I need to change in between, I'll change in between. For the moment, I'll stick to the BC3. The T12 BC3. And these are a few of the components. I'll just get rid of this stuff. Don't really need this stuff at the moment. So there's a lot of the stuff in the bag. Alright, I'm just going to quickly separate this stuff out. So the longer leg on these LEDs is the anode. That's a plus. Yeah, that's one of the things you just need to watch for. And you can see on the silk screen over here, if you look at the outside, you can just about see the plus. So when you put this in, that longer leg would be on the outside if it focuses. Yeah, there we go. So that longer leg would be on the outside, and these are all plus on the outside. So that's it. I mean, this is a nice kit, man. You can tell, you can just see the PCB, and it's a nice looking kit. I should get a... I've got I hope I've got helping hands here somewhere. There is the crystal. again, no polarity on this thing as well. Doesn't matter which way around you put it. The legs are both the same size. Resistors are always non-polar. Well, they should be. Here's a cap. As you can see, legs are same size as well. Again, usually that means, yeah, there's no polarity. Doesn't matter which way around you put it. You can go if you want to make sure, you can Google it. But yeah, I want to do this. Like I've said, it's been a long time since I've done this sort of stuff. I do like the smell of solder. The smell of flux. Sorry, when it's melting, it's got this sort of like sweet sort of smell. And make sure you use ventilation. I always like to use leaded solder, and yeah, it's got a lower melting point. There's another resistor there. So what I'm doing is just quickly separating these components. I haven't had a count. I'll do that. Well, I'm not going to count the LEDs. I can't be bothered to do that, but I'll check the rest of the stuff. There's, I think it's a light resistor or whatever it's called. That's what dims the clock face. And yeah, so any of you guys, anyone here? Oh, one person. That's probably me. There's the transistor, the PMP, and look, it's very easy to. There it is, right there. You can't put it in the wrong orientation. It's very difficult to mix it up. And another thing on these LEDs, if you look closely, you can see one side of this LED which has like a flat side. You can just see it there. Look, it's reflecting in the light. That flat side is a negative. Is the cathode. The longer leg is the anode, is a positive. So that's another way to, if you've snipped the wires on it and the legs are the same length. So that's one other way to work out. I think there's the third way would be if you look inside. Can you see that bigger piece inside? There's a small piece of metal and a bigger piece. That bigger piece is the anode. No, is a cathode, sorry. That's a negative. So if you see that. Yeah, as a kid when I was doing this stuff, I was always worried about getting it the wrong way around. Getting the polarity, messing up that way. But yeah, like I said, this kit is pretty much, it's just the LEDs, which you need to get the right way around. The battery, which is, you can't, it's, the shape of it, you can't mess it up. The buzzer, which is, the positive is right there at the bottom. And these ICs, which are, you can see the shapes at the end. Okay, so sorry, this is just going to take a few seconds. I'll just sort these out. Get these going. It's a bit fiddly. It's like kind of like Lego in a way. There are a lot of LEDs in here, aren't there? There's a paper clip. There's a staple there as well. So there's another capacitor. There it is. Wonder where that. Oh, that must have been from the bag. Don't solder the paper clip in. You'll probably short something. I had a friend who damaged his port on his laptop, and I wasn't listening to what he was saying. I was distracted, so I gave him my I think he's got it. He's got my old soldering station. Yeah, and he really fucked up his jack, his DC jack for his laptop charger, and he took it to a shop, and they done an even worse job than him. They ripped off a pad. I think it was quite a big, because this is a, it's a charging side. They ripped it off. Here you go. There's so these are all the different. Sorry, I'm getting a bit off topic there. Yeah, there's a different components there. A couple of screws which I'll put those to the side. We don't need those. Okay, so that as I said, when you Google rotating LED clock DS1302, you'll get a PDF file which looks like this. Come on, son. Which looks like this. So this thermistor here is RM, and if you look right there, that goes in there. Again, no polarity. And you got GM as well, which is a light dependent photoresistor, which is this thing, and that goes in right there. The other capacitors, you got C1 and C2, which, where is it on this thing? C2 and C1 right there. So it's really nice and simple. There's a crystal. The crystal goes right there. Is it Y2? Is a crystal? Yeah, the crystal is Y2. Which is right there. And we've got 9 330 ohm resistors and 3 10k resistors, which I'll separate from here. So let's see. Doesn't look like I've got 12 resistors altogether. Oh, I don't like, I don't like these lines. Okay, anyway. Okay, so that's a different type of one. Resistors as well. Doesn't matter which way around you put them. They're happy with oh, okay, I see there's thinner resistors here. There's some of them which are thinner. Yeah, they've got a very slightly different shape. I'll show you them in 1 second. I'll be honest, these all look the same to me, man. I can't can't see any difference between them, bro. Okay, so these, okay, that's a different one. Those two are different. Those two are different. Those two go there. So I need one more here. Those two are the same, yeah. Damn, I'm missing a resistor, aren't I? Is that it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Damn, I'm missing a resistor here. Nice kit, man. Thank you. Okay, it's got to be in the bag. Oh, please be in the bag. Ah, oh, you piece of shit. It's not in the bag. Where is it, man? Why does this crap happen to me? I've got to find it now, man. Oh, that's a good stream, isn't it? That's a good fucking happy stream. Alright, stream over, mate.